Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the Walking Dead comic, issue 162 predictions. Now, issue 162 is going to be very interesting for a number of different reasons. One, the big reason, this is the conclusion of the Whisperer War. Now, here's the thing. With the conclusion of the Whisperer War and looking at the two covers we're getting after that, the one with the Walker hands and Rick's hand in the air, and the other cover with, it looked like Carl, Herschel, and Maggie looking out at a very destroyed and defeated Alexandria community, we can tell that the Whisperer War is likely to rage on right until the final moments. We could even have some of the war spill over into the next issue. Just because this is titled The Whisperer War Part 6 and the next one isn't titled The Whisperer War anything doesn't mean there isn't any aftermath. So we can still actually have the war kind of spill over into the following issue. But what it looks like so far, and what we've seen from the most recent issue, is that the Whisperers are sending in to weaken the forces. They're sending in the herds led by a few Whisperers. They hit them, and then they just let the walkers go. So that way they wear out the people, they help destroy them, they help keep them weak, weary, so they're not rested. They even destroyed the hilltop at that time. The members on the battlefield in Alexandria, they're likely going to get hit next. They're the most likely targets. I don't expect anyone from the hilltop to be doing any more fighting once they kill all the walkers that are lingering around and the hilltop burns to the ground. Beta and them can utilize. Speaking of which, he probably doesn't have a messenger, so that was probably his whole plan, is to send them there. Either they win or they lose. Either way, the idea there is to burn down and destroy the hilltop. Now, he likely probably would expect them to win. I don't think you would send an army to just absolutely be annihilated. So either he thought they were going to win to a degree, or even if they did lose, they knew about the plan they had to burn it down, the fire arrows and all that. So it's likely he should not be expecting anyone from the hilltop to intervene in his current battle, especially with the way they attack them. Now, with his current battle, he will likely either attack the battlefield people with Dwight and Negan, or he's likely to attack just Alexandria. Now, with that being said, this is very interesting, because if he attacks both of them, we might have a lot of casualties in this next issue. But if he just chooses to attack the one, we might not even see Dwight and them enter the battlefield. This could be people at Alexandria being hit. How are they going to maneuver the walkers and get to Alexandria before Dwight and them? What system does Dwight and them have set up? They need to have messengers. I mean, if you can see, especially at nighttime, the fires raging for your enemy on the battlefield, and then you know, okay, well, they're going to rest up right there for the nighttime. We can see that it all lit up. We're going to take our herd around them and attack Alexandria, and they're not even going to see us. I mean, that seems like a very silly setup. So they need to have some kind of patrol. They need to have some kind of messengers. So either they attack the hilltop with a herd to, again, with the same system they're using now, a few Whisperers to lead the charge, a herd to go in. They attack them in order to beat them down, kill as many as they can, weaken their numbers, separate them, scare them. It's like mental warfare as well. And then once they do that successfully, they bring in another wave. So we are likely to see a few different waves. And we see Rick and Andrea, I mean, disappointingly enough, they're sitting there drinking hot coffee, and I'm still baffled in the world of The Walking Dead where you don't have messengers. They have horses. It's just common sense that you have messengers. You send the horses and the messengers back and forth relaying messages. Maybe they have done that. Maybe they did do that. We saw Vincent being brought in. He gave some information, but hasn't anyone on the battlefield brought a letter, a message to Rick to let him know the extent of the damage? Even at the hilltop, I would expect them to leave their fastest horse. Maybe they died in the battle, yada, 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 but I think that would add more to the story. Rick getting these messages, being the leader. Maybe this is stuff he's going to learn later, but if he's there drinking hot tea at the very end of the issue, and then he starts getting these riders pulling up where, okay, the battlefield, this is what happened, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's not so bad. It's disappointing, but we need to be on guard, yada, yada, yada. Go there, do this. And then we get the other letter where the hilltop is gone, like everything's gone. So here's a list of a couple people that are alive, like the main characters. Your son's fine, this, that, and the third. Maggie's fine, Herschel, and everyone else. I think that would add so much more to the suspense, the terror, the threat at Alexandria. Maybe that's not the direction they're going with the story, but more and more I'm getting frustrated that they're not sending messengers. That's some shit you would think they would establish in the very beginning. Somebody to just send messages between the communities. They have to patrol roads. We've seen that they have a nice structure to begin with, so why don't they? Okay, so with that said, who's going to die in the coming issue? I'm still afraid and worried that it's going to be a good chunk of decent characters. I still feel that because of what they're doing with the Saviors, I still feel now is a perfect opportunity to pit Dwight and Sherry against each other with Sherry's new plan. So Dwight in the battlefield, maybe they don't really get hit. I do want a confrontation, something cool and epic between Negan and Maggie, so I want those two characters obviously to survive because I think it pushes the story forward a little bit better. So then let's look at Alexandria. Maybe we do get a number of characters like Eugene who gets wounded and he can, as he's dying slowly over the next couple issues, he can tell about the radio community. He's promised not to. Maybe it takes him on his deathbed to be able to tell. He had a good final speech at the end there, so a badass speech to whoever that was. So maybe he is on the chopping block next. You have Andrea, who I've been afraid of Andrea dying for a couple of issues, but we don't need Rick Grimes to suffer more to push his story forward. I think the community, Alexandria alone, is enough. With that being said, I can't really think of any main characters dying now in this current story. I don't think we even need it. Maybe a couple minor characters. With the war, with battles, with altercations, I don't think it always needs to be, oh, what main character is going to die? Oh, this person. I don't think it always needs to be that. I think how it shapes the story, how it shapes the community, and what direction it pushes the story is the most important aspect, because you can have an amazing story and not kill any main characters. I know in the world of The Walking Dead, because that has been our biggest high and low, you know what I mean? That has brought out the most emotional responses from us. That's what we look forward to the most. When any big event is coming, we immediately assume a death is following close behind it. So maybe we will do a separate death video, because I am actually drawing a blank on any main characters I think is set up to die at this point in time. I mean, Aaron's away. He did a lot. Aaron, Carl, Maggie, Herschel, Sophia, Lydia. I don't even think they're going to be fighting in the next issue. And as far as what spills over into the other issues, I think that is extremely interesting too, because like I said, the war doesn't have to be contained in this last issue, part 6 of the Whisperer War. They could be clearing out walkers, and it looks like they might just be clearing out walkers for a couple issues after the Whisperer War. With that said, I definitely will do a fan feedback and a death prediction video for the conclusion of the Whisperer War. So put your thoughts and opinions of all of that down in the comment box. Who do you think will die in the last issue, or maybe even the next couple issues? Because like I said, Eugene can get wounded in the next issue so bad where he dies in 2 issues or 3 issues after this. So thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.